watching this on repeat. Okay. Oh, temperature and fun. It still says it's overheating. All right. Well, it does feel kind of hot. Let's turn this other fan around. Turn on the live chats again. Live chats. Okay, hello everyone. I got it fixed. Ending the live streaming and starting over, but it's fixed. Okay. Hello everyone. Okay. So, like I was saying, yeah, I've just been concentrating. And here's the thing, too, guys. As it turns out, the fairs are paying a lot more than the festivals. The festivals are concentrated effort for 2 to 3 days with a nice paycheck, but I find that if I grind throughout weekdays at a fair, especially during the summer, the total is always better than a 2 to 3 day fair. And on another positive note, if I work a lot of fairs, I'm finding that a lot of fairs end on Saturday, which is giving me more Sundays to go to church. So that feels okay. That feels a little more like, you know, what I need to be doing. And so I'm thinking I might get rid of the Rhythm and Roots Festival and also the Gaslight Festival in order to pick up the Tennessee Valley Fair. So, and that one's over in Knoxville. I'm gonna have to check it out, actually go out there and see if there's no other Caricaturist already there. But if that's the case, and it would also make it where it would be less driving. So the longer I do this, the more fairs I pick up. The fairs are more work, but the totals are just, they're so much better than the festivals. So that's where I'm on that. Is anybody? Okay, there we go. Hi, Dan the Mountain Man. Hope all is well. Hello, Dan. Good to see you again. Alright, let's see if I can, if the temperature of this phone's come down where I can, yeah, I can't really turn up the brightness yet, so it's still kind of hard for me to see. There we go. But I can still read you guys' comments, okay? So we got a lot of people here. Drawing stories to tell? Well, let's see. I don't know. Oh yeah, and also I found that there's another fair that's close by Morristown, and it's called the Tazewell Fair. And I'm gonna have to check that one out too. But if I do that one, then that's also gonna give me another Sunday. But it also makes it where I can't work on Labor Day. But if, oh hey guys.
What are you making?
Oh, nothing right now. I'm just waiting for somebody to look interested in getting a drawing. So I can maybe draw some. Hey there. Do you have any questions? extension of your arm. So if I end up working the Tazewell Fair, it will give me Labor Day weekend, like Sunday evening and then Saturday, and Monday off. Monday of Labor Day off. And if I do that, that means I can actually like just go to the Hillsville Flea Market and just be there as a shopper. So that's actually starting to sound like really cool. Okay, so what was the question? The question was drawing stories. Let's see. Give me a second here. There was one recently that kind of sticks out, but I'm trying to remember the details of it. Well, there was one that happened earlier this week, actually. It happened earlier this week. It was this lady that comes up, and she's got, make sure I've got all the, here we go. Okay. I'm doing good, still recovering. Okay, so you guys are just talking to each other. Yeah. This lady comes up, and when she gets in line, it was nearly 9 o'clock at night. And there was two families ahead of her. And they wanted, like, I think both of them wanted collar. So any common sense would have told her that she's going to be in line for a while, at least 40 minutes. And she gets in line at about 9 o'clock at night. And she's got two twin baby girls. They look like they had maybe 10 months old at the oldest, probably less than that. Twin baby girls. And they were exhausted from being around the fair and all the noise and lights and wind and the sun in their eyes and all the activity and all the stimulation. They were exhausted. Right? I've never had babies, but I've seen them enough to know, their limits. And so whenever I see somebody in line that's got babies like that late at night, I'm automatically just like, okay, this is somebody that doesn't have any common sense. So she finally gets to her spot where, she sits down and she says, I just want to have the two girls drawn. And I'm just like, okay, of course, that's what she wants. And then one of them is falling asleep. And I'm not talking just falling asleep like nodding off. I mean, this baby she kept saying, wake up, and she would like pat it on the chest, wake up, and the baby would wake up, its eyes would flutter like this, and it would go back to sleep. And she did that like 3 or 4 times. This baby was exhausted. And she still wanted to have the drawing of the baby. So I drew the baby with its eyes closed. I had like a couple of Z's over its head like it was sleeping. Made it a little easier because they were twins. This is another hard thing for me to draw. It's hard for me to draw babies. It's hard for me to draw babies late at night when they're tired and they don't want to cooperate. And it's hard for me to draw twins. She had all 3 of those things, and she wanted it in collar. And it took some control, but I didn't tell her. I didn't say, what are you doing? I wanted to so bad. But I drew the picture, and it looked like the 2 girls. It did look like them. And she seemed to be okay with it. She seemed to be happy with it. And I don't know, guys. It just sometimes that part of the job where it's just like you can draw babies. They're fine to draw. They're a little harder, but they're fine to draw. You just got to time it right so they're not exhausted. And but the amount of people that just will wait to the end of the day and then sit down with a baby like 9, 10 o'clock at night, sometimes midnight, sitting there with an exhausted baby, you know, and as soon as they set that baby up and tell them to open their eyes and focus, they lose it. They start crying. It's part of my job that it irritates me more than any other part of my job. It irritates me more than organizers that don't call you back. It irritates me more than trying to set a tent up on a really hot day, or only getting 3 hours of sleep and trying to set up. It irritates me more than any other part of the job. Is people with no common sense that take exhausted toddlers and then stand in line for an hour. Nobody made them get in line. It was voluntary. They did it anyway. You know, they saw how many people were waiting and they got in line anyway. Anyway. Alright, so what are you guys talking about? Let's see here. What am I missing? So anyway, yeah, that's the drawing story from recently. Still trying to turn the brightness up. There it goes. Okay, I got it. Okay, there we go. You have a heart for babies. A heart for babies? I don't think I have a heart for babies. They annoy me. They annoy me. I understand them though. I understand them. I can tell when a baby's exhausted and when it needs a nap. I think a lot of that is just common sense. And I think a lot of young parents, they just don't want to admit to themselves that they're a parent yet, and they want to continue living as though they're a young couple, and they don't want to admit to themselves that, you know, they need to get home earlier, and it's not just about them anymore. I think that happens a lot. There's just these young, mid-20s young couples that they still got energy and they want to act like they're still kids, and they don't want to admit to themselves that they are trying to raise a baby, and it's not just about them anymore. It's not about what they want. You know. Glad I went to the full beard. So far. But I actually I put new banners out. I raised my prices a little bit, and now I'm starting to wonder if I should have done it. But I could, but the thing is like I know I'm going to be overwhelmed as soon as it starts getting cooled off, and I want it to be worth it. You know, if people are going to come in here and overwhelm me and swarm my booth, then I want to be compensated for that. Alright, you too. Yeah, what was that? San Francisco, glad you put to the full beard look, right? You guys like the full beard look? Don't look like Agent Stottlemyre from the Monk TV show? Let's see. Insane San Francisco Bay Area. Insane. That was good. I'm not the only one saying that that's insane. Okay, we got a couple of things. What y'all thinking? Y'all thinking about getting going?
Oh man, we were just looking around, just having a good time.
Alright. Yeah. Another thing, and this is just me talking right here, but something else is you guys can tell me if I'm completely off base here, right? But if you got a family that, like, say there's 4 kids, right? There's 4 kids and they're all like within 1 to 2 years of each other, and then you've got the mom and the dad, so it's a nice big group family that's walking through. Sometimes, most of the time, a big family like that's not going to pay to get all 6 of them drawn. That's a pretty expensive drawing. It takes a long time. It would take a lot of time away from the rest of their activities that day. So usually, either they get the mom and the dad drawn, or they get just the kids drawn. Now, which one do you think is better for them to do? You guys answer that question. Do you think it's better for them to get the kids drawn, or the mom and the dad? Which one's better? No, I've never worked at a fair festival in Jersey. I've got some friends that have, and they really like it. Okay, we got one person that says kids, another person said 3 people are saying the kids. Is anybody else saying the kids? Or the mom and dad? You got 12 people or something. Okay, so the consensus seemed to be that you guys think the kids should be drawn. I maintain that the mom and the dad should be drawn. And not just because kids are a little more squirmy. Once kids are up old enough where I can actually reason with them, I have no problem drawing them. It's not a hassle for me. And it's more money if the kids are drawn, if there's like 4 kids. But I maintain that the mom and the dad should be drawn. And the reason for that is, typically, especially in a big family with traditional values like that, the father is the breadwinner. He's the one paying for the drawing. Now, if everything goes as planned, those kids are supposed to move away. They're supposed to go away. That's the whole idea of raising them and equipping them for a life on their own and letting them stand on their own 2 feet. They're supposed to go away. But the wife is supposed to stay. That wife is going to be there until the end of her life or his life. Right? So, I maintain that for a husband, the more important thing is to stay focused on his wife, because his wife is supposed to stay there. She is a lifelong companion. Kids are not lifelong companions. The mother is. And so once the kids are gone, you need to have a lot of that emotional and investment into that relationship, because it's supposed to still be there. So I maintain that a husband's first priority is his wife and then his kids. But that's the way I look at it. Need a drawing? Sure, yeah, come on in.
Minus the,
No, don't say it. I can draw you cartoonish. No promises on that.
I got more chins than a Chinese phone.
I'm going to draw you the way to look, just cartoonish and yeah.
Oh, it went up since
It's Friday now, but I can go with this Friday.
Wednesday.
I can do that. We have no line right now.
It was 40 and 40
Yep.
and one
Yeah.
person 20 of them. Color.
So, yeah, I can go with this.
Should I do color or black or white?
Well, I'm
How
always...
long does it take?
takes about 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Can he sit right here?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, where do you want me to sit?
Right there.
Okay. Do you have a mirror?
No. It's a drawing. It's not a photograph. All right.
I've never had a drawing, okay? So you can be patient with me, or, if I've got questions.
I got you. All right.
And then this lady had a frame around hers.
Yeah.
Oh, you put them in that?
Those are 10.
Do what?
They're 10. Or I can put it in just the regular protective sleeve for 5.
black and white or color?
Well,
I have to do a little bit of pink.
I can do the black and white, and then you can look at it and decide if you want to have color added.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never had a drawing done. I've always wanted my oil painting done before I got fat.
Oh goodness. Oil paints are hard to work with. Yeah.
Wait, it's Jim and Pam. That's what I want.
Yeah, you did an excellent job on that little girl Wednesday. I said I'm coming back Friday and getting mine done.
Yeah.
And you just do the face, right?
Yes. Yeah.
More or less. Oh, I wish I had Delta here.
You have a good picture of him?
Yeah, I actually do.
Let's see it.
Is that extra?
Oh, I can throw it in there
Let me see.
if it's not real complicated.
Well, maybe I better not because he's getting old and when he dies when I look at the picture,
Oh.
I'm probably going to die crying. You know, it's going to be
About how
hard
old
enough.
is he?
He's 12.
What kind of dog?
Shih Tzu.
Oh, they can live a good 15, 16 years. The
But
little
he
dogs.
He is the bomb. He is
Yeah.
the bomb of a dog now. I tell you, he's the bomb.
Oh my goodness, what a cutie.
Yeah, he is awesome. I didn't need a leash. If he's here, he'd stay right there.
Yeah, well, they're Velcro dogs.
Yeah, all right, Velcat's a good.
Yeah, they stick to you.
And then dog.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. And then he's on my cover. So.
Does he have teeth that stick out the bottom?
He does. Yeah, he's here very good, but he couldn't be shown since his eye was crooked.
Huh?
So
Show
I
him
got
as in
him
like
for-
a show dog?
I've got him for free, but he's cost me about $10,000 already. Allergies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You could put longer lashes on it. I like have 0 lashes. You go all over the country doing this?
No, just the southeast.
Southeast?
Yeah. Just from the middle of Florida up to about the north end of Indiana.
Yeah?
Yeah. Skipping Mississippi, of course.
Well, if you do me anyway like you did that little girl the other day, it's awesome. I said, definitely I'm coming to get mine done.
Well, thank you.
That's why I wore this. When he gets done, I'm going to take this off. Because it's kind of aggravating. But it's about the husband and pearls, and I didn't think I wanted to wear pearls. So, yeah, I wore this thing, but that little burlap thing is a little aggravating, you know?
Let me see your smile again. There we go. There.
That's easy for me to do. I smile all the time, don't I, Reed?
Where y'all from?
I'm from Bristol. Well, I'm actually from Meadowview, Virginia. A little one-horse town. You're from Bristol, right? Yeah. He owns an electric company, appliance store.
Oh, nice.
We've known each other 18 years, and his wife passed 5 years ago. We just bumped into each other, about 4 months ago, 3 months ago? And we've been hanging around buddies since, haven't we? And he's putting the weight on. He takes me out to eat all the time. I don't need that, but it sure is good. That's one of my pleasures in life is eating. Chocolate dipped cheesecake. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I don't know what you're going to be able to eat for dinner here, unless it be a hamburger. If you do hamburger.
You on a keto diet or something?
He's had jaw surgery. He can't weed eated and no good around there. And I forgot he can't answer talk on his phone. He started a new job. He was doing that Amazon, delivering for Amazon and then that DoorDash and making good money. But he stopped that because it's running him to death. And he's, do I need to hold still or anything?
Oh, you're doing fine. Doing fine. Yeah, you can keep talking. It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And anyway, he started working at HSN, QVC, and HSN down there on Pine Flat. So, and they start them out at $15 an hour. I don't know. He just started Wednesday.
Piney Flats. Gotta watch out for the speed cameras.
Oh, I got a $91 ticket there, but they took those down. They had that was
They
against
did?
the law.
When did they do that?
They did that a couple years ago.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and after I had to pay that $91 ticket.
I paid about $150
What, bless your heart.
because I got hit by it 3 times.
Oh no, really.
Yeah, in different years.
But yeah, they determined that was against the law to have that camera there, didn't they, Ray?
Some of them taking that, they giving everybody a ticket. They send them out on these tickets out and stuff.
Yeah.
They really was, they wasn't reading right, you know.
I'll
Well, the
get the
thing
bigger.
is-
I'll get the bigger frame so I don't bend it or anything. The picture.
All
He's
right.
buying it for me, ain't you? He got me. He said, "How many dollars do I need to bring?" I said, "Oh, about $400 or $500." And then I accidentally hung the phone up on him.
Oh, no.
And I called him right back. He said, "Why did you hang up on me?" I said, "Because I didn't want to hear your response after I told you how much to bring."
You didn't just tell him it was an accidental hang-up, did you?
No. I told him I didn't want to hear his response after I told him how much to bring. See, his son and daughter-in-law are supposed to be with us, and they got all confused, and I don't know, they might be here. And my best friend's supposed to be here with her first cousin and granddaughter. We're the ones that came by day from yesterday. But if they're here, they're up there riding them rides right now before it gets crowded.
That's smart, because it will get crowded.
Oh, I know that's a fact.
About 6 o'clock or so, whenever that
Yeah.
sun starts getting a little lower.
Yeah. I wish you could redo my hair, but
No,
I am
it's
going
fine.
to redo it like next week.
Redo it.
Yeah, just trim it up and get it fluffy and everything.
Oh,
And then not the gray, and then I got a little bit of pink in it.
no.
But you don't have
Don't
a
get rid
color
of your
yet.
gray. It took you a
I
long
don't
time to
like
earn
my
that gray.
I mean, hey, it is really bad when I let it. I mean, it's got color in it now. It's just growing out. But I agree. I mean, I'm not ashamed of it. I just like it. While I'm still feel a little bit young, I'm going to color it pink once in a while. Whatever color I want.
Well, pink doesn't mean what do you think it means anymore.
Don't tell me if it's something bad.
It means you're a socialist.
A what?
A socialist.
I am a socialist.
You're a socialist.
Well, that means being social, right?
No.
Oh, well.
It means you believe the government should own all means of production.
Oh, bullshit. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
No, I don't mean it. No.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what that meant.
Yeah.
I only went 4
Blue
miles to
blue
school.
hair means that you're an angry feminist.
What?
Yeah, blue hair means you're an angry feminist, and pink hair means that you're a socialist.
Well, I never heard of that.
It's kind of new, but it's definitely the case. Trust me.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
But it really has to be like what you got there is very mild. It has to be like
It
a bright.
grew out. It was
yeah.
just one side and one side. Like I said, just to cover the gray. Ooh, deep fried Oreos. I'm on a diet. I shouldn't be reading all this stuff. I shouldn't be reading it, Reed. No, I have. I had a Pop-Tart yesterday, one, and that I was cheating then.
Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
If you're gonna cheat with something better than
Something good. That's all I had in my house. I hadn't been buying nothing.
At least make it a good oatmeal cream pie or something.
I know. Oh, you had to say that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Them lemonades, though, were so darn sweet.
Well, you can tell them to mix it with some unsweet.
Oh, thank you.
I think you can do that. You know, you can.
Well, I'm going to go right over there and ask them to do that.
I know I do that a lot with sweet tea.
How much
I
are
get
they
half
there?
sweet tea and then half unsweet and then mix them together. That way it's not quite as sugary.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that before, too.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get on no tea. I'll stay up till 3 or 4 o'clock. And I'll watch my caffeine.
Yeah. We're almost done.
Tell me when I can put my hair up. My hair's really making me sweat.
You can put it up.
Are you done with
Yeah,
my
I'm done
necklace?
with the hair. Yeah, I got the necklace. Yeah, you're good.
Ouch. Now it's fine. I'm going to get you to carry this in your pocket. I have a shirt that goes with perfect. It's got the brown in it, the blue and the white. And now I don't know how we're going to carry this thing. No, I'm stuck. So here. Yeah. What's your, can I put my hair up first real quick? Do you mind if I put my hair up?
No, go right ahead.
Because you can color later if...
No, I got it.
Gosh, that looks like me.
See, no double chin.
Ah, I love you. That does look like me. I tell you, I seen a portrait he done Wednesday. I said, I'm coming back down because I've never had my portrait done like a drawing. And I said, I'm coming back down. I could advertise for you.
Could you?
Well, yeah. I got the mouth. That wasn't mine, was it? Lowe's, yes. I need that. See, that's where we got that water purifier and stuff. Well, I know that.
Okay, your eyes are
Brown.
kind of a light brown. A little bit of green in there.
What?
Yeah.
That's just age.
All
The
right,
brown.
well, I'll make it just a light brown then.
And red, they usually red.
That's called bloodshot. It's not normally on the inside, though. That's on the whites.
They usually red.
And I'm not going to add bloodshot.
And I brought me some bobby pins to pin my hair up. Hey, y'all keep this forever, you know?
Y'all
Y'all
thinking
look
about getting
cute.
one? Awesome.
She did have a mirror, though.
If I had a mirror, no.
Everybody been standing in front of it, wouldn't they?
Well, it'd be taking too much time
Yeah,
trying to
I
fix
hear you.
themselves up in the mirror. I'm sitting there waiting to do the drawing.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to have to deal with that.
I understand. Hey, I think that's what he's doing now, ain't he?
I am, yeah. I just started on it. Call it habit. Most people want it in color.
Now, a lot of people will be looking at this thing.
Really?
I think it looks good. Well, yeah.
You putting it up in
I
an
meant
office?
before I get it back to the car.
Oh, I see. You're showing it off, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Go. All right, let's put a little pink in there. Not a whole lot.
Yeah, and then the brown, dark brown.
Is it dark brown? Ah, I got it. That's this one here.
This looks crazy. That's good. I like it. Isn't that cool?
Alright, well, let's give you a little bit of this dress pattern here.
Oh, okay.
It's a navy blue with flowers.
The white flowers.
Okay.
Look at that. Yeah. You're awesome. Wow. Isn't that pretty?
There we go. A little more. Here at the Appalachian Fair. Have a wonderful evening here at the Appalachian Fair. Alright,
We'll do a little brown right in here, or
okay.
what's it look like to you? Look at me.
I got you.
Look at me.
I got you.
Yeah.
There we go. I like
I'm like multicolor.
that. Alright, let's put a little of this, what is this, lavender color around here. Complement the pink and brown.
Isn't that awesome?
There you are.
See why I wanted to do this?
And 2022. Okay. And you decided you
Yeah,
wanted the
yeah.
mat? Okay. Well, wait a minute. I'm missing something here. Your necklace was
Blue. It had blue and white in it.
Ah, gotcha.
The little blue things, and then
Right.
white.
So these are blue.
Yeah. It doesn't real. I don't care for the brown on it. That's okay.
So just like that then?
Yeah, and then the little white. I don't know if you can do white on top
No.
of that. I bet not. That's okay.
Yeah, I don't really have any.
That's okay. That's okay.
All right, so we're good
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
All right.
How about my earrings? Can we go ahead and put some earrings since, they were well, they're pearl, but
What color do
just
you
do
want them?
blue.
Blue? You
Would be
got it.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and stick it in the mat.
I'll be able to take it off and put it in another frame at home.
Yeah. This mat is a 16 by 20, which is a really common frame size. So you can put that. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and write it in.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
16
Bye.
by 20.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So let me slide that on in. There we go. All right. So we said 20 instead of 25, and then 10 for the mat. So it's going to be 30 altogether.
30 bucks.
$30. Yes, sir.
Does it look like me? Do you think it looks like me?
Well, I drew it. Of course, I think it looks like it. I can pay. I can also take card too.
Okay.
Yeah, cash is preferred actually. There you go.
I appreciate it.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Thank you.
I wanted to give it before I got too old. Cool.
You have a good day.
You too.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
and good luck.
All right, you two, come on in. Let's get started. Let me see if my live stream is still going. Okay, looks like Yeah, we're still going. Okay, good. What are they saying? He does Dan. I'm trying to get hooked up with him. Awesome job, Ash. Cartoon Mark. Ooh, Cartoon Mark. All the way from a Yankee from all the way up north. You hearing me? All right. Yes. In color, black and white. Black and white. You got it. Okay, here we go. Looks like you've been sprayed with some mace recently. Your eyes are all puffed up. No? Okay. There's a burr on my pencil. Why is there a burr on my pencil? There we go. So have y'all been out here before? Have I ever joined y'all before? Oh, good. First timers. Great. So where y'all from? Jonesboro Storytelling Festival area. Still haven't been able to go to that.
Everything they do there is pretty unique.
Really? Y'all are pretty close to Elizabethton too, aren't you? Joe? Closer to Greenville? Ah, okay. That's where I live. Greenville, Tennessee. With the extra E. Greeneville.
Yeah, it's Jonesboro, Tilford,
Greenville. Rogersville is in.
so it's limestone.
Yeah. You'll have a pretty big thing on the 4th of July weekend too, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now they're doing music on the block like every Friday.
Music on the
Block.
block.
Yeah, so it's like a little local band,
Oh.
and they shut down the entire Jonesboro like street.
Uh-huh.
And people go out there, watch it, sit, and listen to the band.
Just like local bands jamming out.
Yeah.
Bluegrass.
Jazz.
Mostly jazz?
Yeah.
Woo! What? You said it's on the first weekend of each month?
It's every Friday right
Every
now.
every Friday.
Yeah. It starts at 7 and ends at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
They have food there, like food trucks.
Food trucks.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could work out there. Maybe I could bring a big old crock pot full of chili and sell it for $5 a bowl.
Not that big. People would buy it too.
I'm sure they would. A lot of Jim and Pam fans out here today. are 5, the sleeves are 5, or I can just put it in a bag. However you want to take it. $5 protector sleeve. Alright, so it comes up to 35. Alright, that is 15. Oh, already got it.
Yeah, once you like prepay
No problem, thank you. Alright, y'all waiting? Oh man, let's have a good study.
He's the only one that's gonna have it done.
Okay,
I'm gonna wait if you don't mind.
yeah, no problem. Alright, so in black and white or color?
Color, please.
You know what, you're gonna take 25?
20 is fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Just don't tell anybody. So just don't still tell anybody.
No. You don't pass it, you're gonna be in a break.
Alright, you don't have to keep smiling if you don't want to. greenish brown?
Yep.
You got it. Porque up, porque de paro yo, mañana. Go. And you are set. Good with that? Alrighty then. There you are. You're welcome. Alright, who next? Anybody else waiting?
We're just watching, but that was so fascinating.
Alright. Oh.
He didn't pay you, did he?
I wouldn't let him walk off without it.
Hey, thank you very much. There you go, Vince. All right.
Oh, they were just watching.
Yeah.
They actually have to
Do you really?
YouTuber.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
You're a what? YouTuber?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Hold on. Okay. Hey, we still got 10 people watching.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you're on YouTube and they watch it live?
Well, right now. That's not something I do very often,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
but I'm doing it right. Like, I'll do it here at this fair. That's about the only fair I do it
I
at.
hear you.
Yeah. All right, so we'll hold it up. But, that's it.
Hey guys.
Here we go. See you. Look pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, son.
You too. All right, so we're back to waiting on the next person here. Hopefully I won't drop my phone again. Milo's sweet tea. Delicious. All right, let me turn that fan around so people can actually enjoy it. All right, guys. Starting off a little slow today. What did I just do? I did one person in color, two people in black and white, and then one person in color. That's what I've done so far on this live stream, so that's pretty good. You're very fuzzy. Oh, okay. So the more people get here, the more it's going to spread the 5G a little thin. So that's just going to make it where eventually I'm just going to have to end the live stream. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep it going as long as we can. Hope you guys don't mind if I go ahead and eat a sandwich. I got to do this while I can. It's going to get busy. Hello there. Alright, so did anybody else have any questions while we're here? What kind of sandwich? What kind of sandwich am I eating? I guess no, it's turkey and sharp cheddar. Turkey and sharp cheddar. It's starting to cool off now, so we're going to get busy. That's the EMTs, and they pass by here. I think every time they get a call on that, they pass by here. I've already seen a few people that just fell out from heat exhaustion. Normally, it's a diabetic that just overexerted themselves. Not typically life-threatening. You know, guys, what was the conclusion? Did you guys think I was really off base when I said that if there's a big family, it's better for the mom and dad to be drawn than the kids? Did you guys think I was really off base with that one, or what was the consensus there? Somebody asked what's my favorite kind of drawing. Just recently, Zardonrick. Oh goodness, haven't seen that name in a long time. What's my favorite kind of drawing to do? Well, just recently I did a few videos where I showed doing watercolor in my little sketchbook. That I love doing that. I don't get a lot of chance to do it anymore. I mean, I did like, when was that? A couple of months ago before I got really busy with all the fairs. I was able to do some paintings at, when I was doing the Banks of the Wabash Festival and then Francis Fleet. Those festivals are a little more kind of easygoing. And I was able to do watercolors like between customers. But I absolutely love doing that. That's becoming one of my favorite things to do. And also, I like doing comic strips. That one I don't get a lot of chance to do either because I'm so busy. But I wanted to be a comic strip artist. That's really what got me into drawing. Was I wanted to be, one of the artists like Calvin and Hobbes or The Far Side. That was the big ones when I was a kid. Also, Bloom County. And Garfield. Well, Garfield was huge back then. Garfield's still pretty big. Garfield was huge way back in the late 90s, early 2000s. That's what I wanted to be. But and the deal with a syndicated comic strip is that you make a 4-panel gag every day. It's kind of hard to come up with a good one every single day. That's your job, though. That's what you have to focus on. You do a good, solid, funny 4-panel gag every single day. And the syndicate takes it and they shop it out to different newspapers. If a newspaper picks it up, then I think the average back then was that you get $5 per newspaper that buys your comic strip. And if you hit the 2,000 mark, where 2,000 newspapers are buying your comic strip every single day, then that's a solid chunk of change. And so you're just in your studio working really hard to try to come up with something funny every single day. It's a hard job. But then, cha-ching, every day, cha-ching. And that's what I wanted to be. There wasn't a whole lot of newspaper comic strips that hit that 2,000 mark. I think the typical, they were 500 to 1,000 newspapers was your typical comic strip. But even so, that was a good, substantial living that you could make doing that. But I mean, if you got as big as Peanuts, Charles Schultz of Peanuts, man. But those guys, by the time they get to where they're making a living at it, it has, doing that comic strip has become such a part of their life that they just can't stop. Like Charles Schultz, he got to where, when he got cancer, and he was diagnosed with cancer, he kept drawing. And he had a backlog of comics that kept updating even after he was hospitalized and couldn't draw anymore. And so when he died the day that his last comic strip was published. That's how much of a part of his life that comic strip had become. I can just see that when you're letting go of something that's part of you like that, you kind of, I guess you kind of feel like in your spirit it's time to go. Your job is done. And he passed away the day of his last comic strip. Let's see. What part of the drawings like you just did do you like the best? Probably the reveal when I show it to them. Most of the time, people are pretty happy with it once I show it to them, but there's always the chance that they're going to be upset about it. But still, there's there's something satisfying about showing somebody a drawing and they're just like, "Wow, that's really cool." I kind of gave up on the idea of being a syndicated comic strip artist because I saw that newspapers were just kind of shrinking. They were becoming less and less pages. The comic strip page itself was shrinking. The space that you had to work with was shrinking. It would seem like it was just going away, and it's only continued to go away. I think print news is going to be a 100% thing of the past at some point. I think there are still some newspapers that print, like, and there's an actual newspaper delivery guy that throws it into your driveway every morning. I think there are still some of those, but they're becoming smaller and smaller. So I saw that and I was just kind of like, you know, why would I try to become a newspaper syndicated artist now when I can kind of see it's going away? And so that's when I started trying to do webcomics. I saw that as the way of the future. Back in the late 90s to the early 2000s, most people were still on dial-up, or you had like these very basic cable internet. Even with the 56K modems, you could look at comics pretty easily because you could set them to 1-bit black and white and put your resolution at 72 pixels per inch. And it would compress your image so that the next comic would come up relatively quick. So people weren't really they weren't watching videos online at the time. They were doing chat rooms and using it for basic research. There's a little bit of e-commerce there, and webcomics were a big thing. Black and white webcomics were a big thing. And I really saw that as the way of the future. And so I started uploading. I actually had a webcomic that I uploaded regularly, almost every week for 5 years. And I had a sizable amount of people that would come and read my comic and comment about what they thought about the recent comics, and they're just talking with each other and whatnot. I had a few people. And then I hooked up with a small indie publisher. It was called Persia Press around the Atlanta area, and I got my comics actually printed, and they were distributed to a few little indie comic stores like Bazaar Wuxley's and the Dome. I think there's a place in Little Five Points that had some machines and stuff. So I mean, I was a kind of published. I did do, and I would get a little bit of money out of this comic. And at the end of all that, only making a handful of bills, it just started to feel like it wasn't worth it. So I started just letting that loose. And then I got a girlfriend. Maybe I just didn't have any anything for doing the comic. You know, late at night she wanted to talk on the phone. She had any early days out of work, you know, she wanted to go do something with it. I learned a lot about yeah, at the end of the 6 months of dating her and finally breaking up with her, the webcomic had just sat there, and I just didn't see any reason to try to go back in and keep it going and get people interested. If even find it now. I kind of don't want people to find it because I had some political views expressed in that would get me canceled anyway. But yeah, so that was another big failure. At one point, I tried hooking up with a couple of writers and doing a one-panel comic called Atomic Corn Dog. And I really liked doing that one. And it took a lot of the pressure off of me to have writers that would just send me the material. And I actually really liked doing that. But it was like the more further along that we went working together, the worse their jokes got that they were sending me. And I could tell that they were just kind of rushing their creative process, and they were just writing down whatever came to mind, and then just saying like, let's see what he does with it, kind of thing. They weren't. I mean, the first batch of ideas were really good. You could tell that that's probably ideas that they had come up with, like they had those in mind for a long time. But once they ran out of those and they were just coming up with them as they went along, they just started getting bad. They were not funny anymore. And eventually they just stopped sending them. And so that didn't work out too. I learned a lesson about trying to hook up with writers, hook up with anybody. You know, you need to be a little more, when it comes to comics, art, you have to be very autonomous. Very autonomous, or it's not going to work most of the time, unless you really get in with the right creative team. Yeah, if you want to do comics, art, yeah, you have to have the autonomous ability to produce everything from beginning to end and publish it yourself. You can't rely on anybody else. It's just not going to work out if you do. Look, where are we at? When you're free, oh, okay. Yeah, love a cookbook. You know, there's apps now for webcomics. There's one called Webtoons, and it's free. I don't know what the process is as far as uploading comics to it. It's probably easier than what I was doing before. And I don't know if you have to qualify, you know. A lot of the webcomic publishers like Keen Space and Drunk Duck, that I used to upload to, you would have to submit some of your comics, and one of the admins of the site had to look over your comics and make sure that it was at least a little bit up to par as far as what they would want to publish. And sometimes that process took a few days, if the admins were busy. But I think I would like to do that again. Oh, hey there. So I think about getting
I guess that's you.
Yeah, that was before I joined the last batch. I'm gonna draw a new one. Big Joe and Malia are supposed to come by tomorrow. The fair kicked off on Monday, and then tomorrow is the last day. It's only a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, it's a 6-day fair. So I like it. I like it because I can do all this. I can do a festival, then I can do the fair, and then I can go to church and get all that done. And it's pretty good. Let's see. Hey, Roy and Marie, how you doing? I've been... Oh, funeral host. Yeah, I haven't even seen any comments from funeral hosts in a while. Good to see you. Hey guys. Got any questions? Well, I actually have Mark on the back wall there.
I could see for a chair.
Yeah. Well, he's there, but I still need Jack. Gotta have Jacksepticeye, right? Get the full trio. The Holy Trinity of OG Let's Players, right? Guy wearing a motorcycle helmet right there. You'll have to check out the Promise Church in Church Hill sometime. We went there a few days ago. It was really where is the Promise Church? Wait, Church Hill. Church Hill, where is Church Hill? What state? Okay. Spaceman Dudley. Not far from Kingsport. Um, uh, my next event that I'm doing after this one, guys, is going to be Labor Day weekend at the Hillsville Flea Market in Hillsville, Virginia. So I'm really looking forward to that because I'm going to get to hang out with Tony. I'm going to take about 2 days just to kind of relax and recuperate, and then I'm heading out there, and I'll probably take an extra day after the festival is over to like paint some watercolors of the area. I might do a watercolor of Tony's church, and then also go to Tasty Freeze and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to doing all that. Of course, me and Tony are going to have our traditional yearly visit to Shoney's. You guys know the Shoney's on top of the hill. Hillsville, Virginia Shoney's. Why is that something I'm excited about? I love Shoney's. Here's something I bought recently. I got this actually at the booth right next to me here. Tell me what you guys think of this. Right, so this is the way I'm planning on using it, just like this. See, like that. See, because it has a strap here and in there. I think you're meant to like use it and then do this, like put it on your back and then pull it back around whenever you need. I think. What I'm going to be using it for, though, is for putting bait. I'm going to be using it for putting like different kinds of baits and lures and stuff in here. That way I can have it right here on me when I'm fishing. And see, because that would make it where I can still reel, like it's in here. So, did I make a mistake getting this? Is this supposed to be a girl's thing? I like the brown. Well, that broke. This right here has got an extra. It's got an extra compartment right there. I like that. Let's work on that. Fix that. I was also thinking I could use it as a money belt. Well, this is actually a slower day than normal. Let's see. I got one, something like that, but it can do that or be Yeah, or leg. Oh, really? Huh. Yeah. And we're getting close to 2 hours now. Storm in the area had me praying. If you just disappear, well, it was that it was going bad storm. That might be why I'm buffering here too. They were saying like scattered showers today, so we'll see what happens. Thank you, Roy and Marie. You guys are awesome. Oh, Roy and Marie, where you go? Hope maybe you're still here. I think you mentioned at some point that y'all had gotten new phone numbers, and I'm on update. And thanks again for that wonderful time out there at Around the Clock. Really appreciate that. That was Lake County Fair. I do that on just about every drawing. The thing about drawing characters is they don't. Yeah, I mean, you're going fast. You're going really fast, and you're basically a street performer. I don't think the people that are getting the drawings add more wax to it or try to make it look like it's supposed to take and just As far as starting over, I have done that a few times. Here a few times. I have started over. If I didn't know what I've done, it's just not out here right 2 hours anymore. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to do more drawing. See, maybe I can do some live streaming tomorrow. Subscribe. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.